From your official UK station for Big Blue Nation, this is BBN Gameday.
Welcome to BBN Gameday. I'm Anna Tarullo.
And I'm Christy Thomas, and I will not wear that gaudy orange.
It is not in my color wheel,
No,
Christy, and I'm not going to wear it. And if you didn't get the blindside reference there, it's okay. We're sorry, but
Not
it is
sorry.
okay. Hopefully you got that. It's Kentucky, Tennessee today. Tipping off at 1 at Rupp Arena. And if you're not going to go to the game, you can watch it on ESPN. Christy, this should be a good one.
No question. It usually is. The last 4 games between the Cats and Vols have been split pretty evenly, with the road team winning each time. Kentucky has a huge lead in the all-time series, but since Rick Barnes got to Knoxville in 2016, it's been much closer. Barnes and the Vols actually have an 8-6 advantage.
And the Vols bench goes pretty deep. They have 10 players averaging over 10 minutes a game. They like to play fast, but they lack a true big man in the post. So Barnes has adopted kind of a small ball lineup most of the time. 4 different guards are averaging over 15 minutes a game, and forwards John Fulkerson and Olivier Kamwa both play significant minutes.
But their best player is a guard. Freshman Kennedy Chandler is second on the team in scoring at 13.4 points a game, leads the team in assists. He's a projected first-round pick and is the engine that really makes this offense go. Tennessee will go as far as this talented freshman will take them, but they'll also be focused on trying to stop somebody named Oscar Tshiebwe.
I think John has done a terrific job with his team. You know, they started out with some new pieces they had to put into the puzzle, and he's got them playing nice, real nice together right now. And there's not enough you can say about Tshiebwe, what he's doing. I mean, you know, the last guy that I heard that got 20 rebounds as many times that he has was Marvin Barnes way back in the early 70s, where I think he averaged that. But what he's doing there is phenomenal.
He's doing a really good job this season, playing and, like you said, getting rebounds. So that's something that's really important for myself and our big guys and really our whole team is, limiting his touches. Really doing a good job boxing him out, but we just got to stick with our game plan that our coaches are giving us.
Okay, so I'm cracking up. He said he's doing a really good job playing.
Yeah,
he kind of is.
Really.
Yeah, he kind of is. Well, we know Fulkerson is a smart, gritty player, but physically, there are not a lot of guys who can match up with Oscar. Oscar will have to play smart, and the big thing here, Anna, not getting in foul trouble.
That's right, no dumb fouls. You're probably going to get called for a few anyway, just being more physical than the other team, so don't waste them. The big question, though, all week has been about Sahvir Wheeler's availability. He hasn't played since injuring his neck in the first 5 minutes of the LSU game, but Calipari said Friday Wheeler did practice with his teammates again starting on Thursday, and unless something crazy happens, he will be good to go on Saturday.
Very, very good news there. Well, you'd love to have the country's number 3 assists per game leader back out there for a ranked matchup with the guard-heavy Vols, but Kentucky's other guards have stepped up in Wheeler's absence. Obviously, Ty Washington sliding over to that point guard position, but Davion Mintz has elevated his game as well.
You want to talk Ty, what about Davion? Davion is played out of his mind. And there's one guy late in the game that I would say I'm really comfortable with shooting the ball, and it would be him. But he's fighting. He fights the post. You know, he'll make a couple plays a half where he can't help himself. He'll just come down, go baseline, and look away, throw one through 4 guys late. 1 or 2 a half, I just got to accept. But the rest of the time, he's doing all the right stuff. Engaged in the practice plan, engaged in the scouting report. Now you have he and Ty elevated. Hopefully it helps our team.
Shoo, Anna, that shot looks silky smooth. If you remember, Davion went nuclear at Tennessee last season, hitting 5 threes in quick succession, and that pretty well buried the Vols.
Sure did. And we now know what number Shaedon Sharpe will wear at Kentucky. It'll be number 21 for the talented freshman, and there have been some all-time great Wildcats to wear that number. One is, we know him, Goose Givens, and Tayshaun Prince as well, to name just a few. But most recently, it was worn by Cameron Fletcher. Question still remains, though, when will Shaedon Sharpe play?
Well, we don't know that, but we do know where he'll be 90 minutes before tip-off today. Listen to this.
Get there early so we don't have all the complaints, and we'll make sure Shaedon is on the court working out, and you can say, I saw Shaedon. And it'll be like, what is that book? Where's Waldo? You could say, where's Shaedon? I saw him. He was on the court. I was down there watching him warm up.
All right, you heard the man. Warm-up's 90 minutes prior to tip, so get to Rupp, get in your seats by 11:30 if you want to see him. Sounds like he's definitely not playing for real anytime soon, but who doesn't want to watch him warm up?
That's right. And coming up next on BBN Game Day, we're going a little bit more in-depth on basketball.
Thankfully, Goose Givens is here to help us out with that. He's got more UK Tennessee when we come back.
21.
I love it.
Watch the UK Healthcare John Calipari Show every Monday evening, hosted by the voice of the Wildcats, Tom Leach. Fans can call in and submit questions on Facebook and Twitter. It airs 6 p.m. across UK Sports Network affiliates and streams live on the Kentucky Basketball Facebook page.
This is BBN Game Day, sponsored by Central Bank, CHI St. Joseph Health, Coca-Cola, Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, Kroger, Papa John's, and Toyota.
Since opening our doors 75 years ago, Central Bank has made big changes, like the region's first Saturday hours, online ATMs, and even the area's very first vault. But one thing will never change is the community-minded mission of our founder. Garvis D. Kincaid believed that what's good for the bank should also be good for its community. True back in 1946 and equally true today. So, come see how we've grown. Central Bank, central to you. Member FDIC.
St. Joseph Health has expanded its affiliation with Cleveland Clinic Cancer Center. As a leader in cancer screenings, diagnosis, and treatment for more than 40 years, St. Joseph Health continues to bring world-renowned cancer care to our communities. We'll now be able to reach more Kentuckians with highly specialized care, expertise, and convenience for you and your family. Whether you are newly diagnosed, want a second opinion, or would like to schedule a cancer screening, give us a call at 844-940-HOPE.
Did you know that 1 Kentuckian in 6 struggles with food insecurity? That's why Kentucky Farm Bureau has helped raise hundreds of thousands of dollars for the Kentucky Hunger Initiative. Contributions that help neighbors in need put food on the table. You see, Kentucky Farm Bureau does more than just insure homes and autos. We help ensure that our fellow Kentuckians get help when they need it most. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Tune in before every game for the Don Franklin Countdown to Tip-Off Show with Dave Baker and Jack Givens, featuring conversations with other former UK stars and Coach Cal. It airs 90 minutes prior to game time on the UK Sports Network radio affiliates or through the UK Athletics app.
You're watching BBN Game Day.
Welcome back into BBN Game Day.
That's right. Goose Givens is in the house with us today. Jack, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having
We'll
me.
start with Ty Washington. He has really excelled in the last 2 games at point guard, even setting the assist record at 17 against Georgia. But it looks like Savra Wheeler is going to be ready to play. Listen to Calipari on how he says you manage those 2 exceptional guards.
If I had my druthers, I'd like to be playing 3 guards. It's how I like to coach. Even if they're bigger, 6'5", 6'7", that's fine. Even if they're smaller, 6'2", 6'3", I mean, that's fine, but you get more offense. And again, we're trying to get this from 75 to 80 every game. Then I'm thinking our defense will do the rest. But you can't score 60.
Jack, do you think the offense goes back to pre-LSU offense, or will we see more of Ty on the ball now and more minutes for Davion Mintz, who has also really stepped up in the last couple of games?
I think it'll go back to the way it was. I mean, listen, these guys stepped up and played well, but I still think the offense runs a little bit smoother with Wheeler in there. Now, if I'm Wheeler sitting on the bench and I'm seeing these 2 guys playing well in front of me, I'm going to play whether I'm ready or not because I'm losing minutes with every minute I sit on the bench. But I think they'll go back. The one good thing is now, as the shot clock is running down and you get in late game situations, Ty can now handle the ball out front, create, which I think he's very good at, and score over people even in traffic. So that's the good thing that's come out of this.
All right, so let's talk about Oscar. He's averaging 17 and 15. Not too bad. He's also shooting 63% from the floor. He's really outworking his opponent at every turn. ESPN just listed Oscar as the third best player in college basketball so far this season, behind Wisconsin's Johnny Davis and Illinois' Kofi Cockburn. Jack, what do you think? Is he a serious contender for Player of the Year?
Absolutely he is. And what about now that he's making that little baby jump shot from around the free throw line area? I mean, that's all he needed, because teams backed off and said, please, Oscar, take that shot. Please take that shot. And now that he's making it, the bigs have to come out and guard him now. Of course, no one is as quick as Oscar, 6'9" and above. Nobody quicker. So he's going to have all kinds of advantages. Man, his footwork has gotten so much better. It's been fun to watch this guy come. I've said it once. I've said it 100 times. When I first saw him early, I thought any bucket we get from this guy is going to be a bonus, going to be an offensive bonus. Now you wonder if Kentucky can win without him getting 20 or better every game.
Well, I want to ask you too, Jack. I feel like he seems like he's getting smarter. Like as the season goes on, he's learning and absorbing so much, and he's getting smarter.
Yeah, that's going to have to be shown on the defensive end of the floor more than anything else, because one thing we know is that we're not nearly as good with Oscar on the bench in foul trouble than we are when he's out there. So let's see how he does on the defensive end of the floor. And this game will be a big test because it's going to be physical in the paint.
Jack, the Volunteers like to fill it up from deep. They shoot more threes than anyone Kentucky has played. We talked about how many guards they like to get involved. How do the Cats match up?
Well, you have to run them off the three-point line, and Kentucky's pretty good at that, believe it or not. They get to those three-point shooters. Tennessee wants to put them up, but I'm telling you, this game is going to be won in the paint. Guess what? Tennessee has gotten 10-plus offensive rebounds in each of the last 8 games. So they can shoot it all they want. Kentucky's going to challenge them. Kentucky's going to try to shoot it from the outside. But rebounding the basketball is going to be the real key, and Kentucky's going to have to keep them off the offensive glass.
As we get into SEC play here, Goose, Tennessee isn't the only program that plays this way. Alabama, Tennessee, Auburn, they lead all Power 5 schools in three-point attempts. We've already seen some teams really try to pull Oscar out to the three-point line on defense. Are you worried about Kentucky playing more traditional two-big lineups?
No, because what's going to happen is, as screens happen, bigs try to screen the smalls. The smalls are going to take the bigs if they go out to the three-point line, and you're going to be able to keep Oscar in the paint. You're going to have to keep him where you feel really comfortable with him roaming around. You don't want him chasing people out at the three-point line. I don't think that's going to happen, but it's going to be interesting because Tennessee's bigs can shoot jump shots. As long as he challenges and not get overextended, he's going to be fine.
All right, Jack, thanks so much for joining us. Up next, football season. Well, it's year-round around here.
That's sure right. So we're taking a look at how the roster could be shaken out for next season with some recent departures and some big returners. We'll be right back.
I need to try it first.
At Kroger, you can get personalized coupons on top of weekly sales for prices that are lower than low on food that's fresher than fresh. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Kroger Delivery is always fresh because we check our produce at every stop on its journey to you. We're fresh every day, so shop any way. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
I need to try it first.
You're watching BBN Game Day.
Welcome back to BBN Game Day.
Well, we said it earlier, football is year-round, duh, especially Kentucky football under Mark Stoops, because there's plenty to be excited about these days.
That's right. A lot of decisions this week on both sides of the ball. Let's start with defense. Jaquez Jones and Jordan Wright will both be back next season, releasing statements on Twitter thanking their coaches and the BBN, basically saying the work ain't done yet. DeAndre Square, he feels the same way. He actually joined us on our show earlier this week with the news that he'll be back for a super senior year with the Wildcats. Here's part of his explanation.
I just feel like it's unfinished business, and I feel like we got a lot we can accomplish here, and I want to make history. 10 wins was great, but I want to do more. If healthy, I think we could be one of the top defenses in the country. And I think that's what we're going to try to implement with the young guys, because it takes everybody. It's not just about the seniors or the upperclassmen. I mean, you need everybody. So that's what we're going to try to get this going in everybody's head in the offseason.
Shoo, music to my ears. All right, speaking of those young guys, let's not forget about inside linebacker De'Aaron Jackson. He was poised for a breakout sophomore season in 2021, but missed most of the year after he tore his Achilles tendon in spring practice. He did find his way back onto the field, ending the season with an interception in the Citrus Bowl. Maybe just a preview of what's to come for Jackson next fall.
And shout out to Trevin Wallace. He had that legendary touchdown against Florida. He could take a big leap next season as well. Same could be said for Martez Thrower. He made it onto the box score in 7 games this year as a true freshman. Once he gets an entire spring and summer under his belt, next fall could be really big for him.
So for the first time in a while, there are zero, and I do mean no, questions, this many questions, surrounding the quarterback position heading into the spring. Well, actually, I don't know, Anna. There could be one. How about how much better can Will Levis be? And going into Liam Cohen's second year in his offense, Levis decided to take a pass on the NFL draft and come back to school. He will have to do it, though, without Wan'Dale Robinson, but expectations are still going to be lofty for Will and this offense next season.
And he isn't the only major player on offense returning. Chris Rodriguez is coming back for his senior season with his eyes on UK's all-time rushing record. C-Rod is currently 6th all-time on the list, and we need another big year to catch his former teammate, Benny Snell. You may have heard of him. 1,135 yards is definitely attainable, though.
Yeah, well, the rushing touchdown record is probably a little less likely, especially given how much the passing game has improved under Liam Cohen. And just to put a little perspective on how awesome Benny really was, C-Rod is already 2nd all-time on the touchdown list.
This offseason, Mark Stoops has his team in a little bit of uncharted water. The Cats are actually getting a little bit of respect from the national media. Several of the way too early top 25 lists have Kentucky ranked for 2022, and one SEC columnist, Mike Bratton, has Kentucky 3rd in his 2022 conference power rankings, behind only the national champ Georgia Bulldogs and the runner-up Alabama Crimson Tide.
Very interesting. Well, some of that has to do with how the Cats finished this season, ranked 15th in the country in the USA Today coaches poll, 18th in the AP poll. It's just the 10th time in school history the Cats have been ranked in the final AP poll of the year. Well, the men's basketball team isn't the only group of Wildcats dealing with that orange checkerboard this weekend.
We hate it. The women's tennis team, they play Tennessee as well. Coach Elsie previews the Lady Vols right after this.
A special thank you to our cornerstone partners, Central Bank, the official bank of UK Athletics, and Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
I need to try it first.
Woo! Papa John's just took their fresh, never frozen dough and hand stretched it into thin, oversized New York-style slices. I mean, look at that crust. That is the perfect crust thickness no matter how you eat it. So you can fold it or not. But I ain't gonna lie though, I fold it. Get a New York-style pizza from Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza.
Wow, this new Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Is it the best Coke ever?
No!
Yes!
No!
Yes!
No!
Yes!
Okay, I'm gonna try it first.
Yes!
I need to try it first.
You're watching BBN Gameday.
Welcome back to BBN Gameday. It has been a nightmare month for women's basketball from a scheduling standpoint.
Yes, it has. They've had to postpone 4 games due to COVID, including Mississippi State twice now. I was supposed to do that game 2 different times, but knock on wood, everything is looking good for Sunday when they're set to take on Kyra Elsie's alma mater, the number 5 Tennessee Lady Volunteers. They're 15-1 on the season, undefeated in SEC play. Their lone loss came to Stanford, who happens to be ranked 2nd in the AP poll. So it's going to be a tall task for the Cats tomorrow.
Your margin of error is just so small. So when you go back to our last game, layups and free throws, you have to be able to make those on the road in a tough environment and playing the caliber teams that we are playing. So those are points that we cannot leave on the board. also, just staying together. There's going to be it's a game of runs. And so when the crowd gets into it, make sure that we do not lose our composure, stay locked in with each other. And also when your shots are not going, hang in there defensively and rebound until we can figure it out offensively.
You can watch the game on ESPN at 3 o'clock. And just wanted to mention, if you'd like to make a donation to the Pat Summitt Foundation, Coach Elsie would appreciate that. You can do so at patsummit.org. She is very, very actively involved in that organization and has been, as you can imagine, for a long time. That is her former coach. And so a lot of really good work happening with the Pat Summitt Foundation. And Kyra is a big, big part of that.
Absolutely. The Kentucky Track and Field's indoor season home opener is going on today. The Saturday events at Nutter Fieldhouse start at 11 a.m. and admission is free if you'd like to go. Great chance to see some of the best athletes on UK's campus, including NCAA record holder and Bowerman watch list member Abby Steiner, who set the record in the 300-meter race during her first meet back from injury.
First time competing in the event and my first December meet. I'm just feeling really happy to be back. Outdoor season I missed a lot of just with injury, so I'm super grateful to be back, feeling healthy and like my old self and just having fun again in this environment. I miss it. Me and Coach Hall have been talking about that for a while, so we had always talked about 35 and that was always a goal of ours. So it was really exciting just seeing all of our hard work that we've been doing since August come into place, and that was just a really rewarding feeling.
Steiner holds the NCAA record in the 200 and 300-meter sprint, and you can see how she and the other members of the track and field team do this weekend by following along with the meet results on ukathletics.com.
Gosh, she is so impressive, especially coming off an injury to do what she's done already. So excited to see what happens for her. All right, time for This Week for the Wildcats, brought to you by Toyota. Men's basketball is on the road next Wednesday at College Station to take on the Texas A&M Aggies. That's always a tough trip. Women's basketball is at home on Thursday against the Florida Gators.
Other programs have a lot going on as well. Women's golf traveling to Florida to play Louisville in the Battle of the Bluegrass. Men's tennis also takes on the Cards this week, and women's tennis takes on Notre Dame. Gymnastics is at Alabama for a ranked matchup, and track and field is on the road as well. We'll have more BBN Game Day after the break.
At Kroger, you can get personalized coupons on top of weekly sales for prices that are lower than low on food that's fresher than fresh. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Kroger Delivery is always fresh because we check our produce at every stop on its journey to you. We're fresh every day, so shop any way. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
There are moments in our lives that change everything, where hard work pays off with a burst of opportunity. That's why each year, Kentucky Farm Bureau and its county offices across the state help raise and give away hundreds of thousands of dollars in college scholarships. You see, Kentucky Farm Bureau does more than just insure homes and autos. We help ensure that more Kentuckians have a chance to achieve their dreams. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Winter around here is pretty unpredictable.
But the adventurous Toyota RAV4 can handle whatever comes your way.
Snow, ice, rain, or mud.
No wonder it's the #1 selling SUV.
And it comes in a hybrid that gets 40 mpg.
With the most advanced safety features as standard equipment.
Now, during Toyota's Winter Savings Event, get 2.49 APR financing on a new 22 RAV4 or RAV4 hybrid with 2 years no-cost maintenance included.
It's pretty easy to see why RAV4 is #1.
Toyota, let's go places.
All right, anytime you're breaking a record previously held by John Wall, you're doing something right. So it's Ty Washington setting Kentucky's single game record for assists with 17 dimes for our Coke Play of the Week. Chrissy, this was awesome, and I like how Oscar, he almost messed it up for him. But in the end, he ended up getting it for him.
We should have asked Goose before we let him go. How many assists? What was his record high for assists in a game? Goose, you were just a shooter. You didn't.
The next one will be his first.
He's off camera. That's fantastic. He just said, My next one.
All right, so Ty Ty's got him beat there.
I love it. Yeah, see, he's just a pure shooter. That's all that was. All right, so we got a couple things to tell you. We want to let you know it is cold outside. It is wintertime, but that's all right. We got softball and baseball.
right.
Season tickets are on sale. You're going to want to get out and see either of them play in their great facilities as well, too. And you did an awesome interview earlier this week with cheerleading.
Oh, my gosh, I'm so excited. UK Cheer and UK Dance down in Orlando right now competing at Nationals. Christy, they were so ready. The swagger from them, unbeatable. So I'm looking for them to both bring back some hardware. Super excited about that and to update you on that on Monday.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. Yeah, good luck to them.
Thanks for joining us for another edition of BBN Game Day.
We will see you again next week. Until then, go Big Blue.
And don't forget to watch BBN Tonight weeknights at 7:30 on LEX 18, the LEX 18 app, or at bbntonight.com.
This is BBN Game Day, sponsored by Central Bank, CHI St. Joseph Health, Coca-Cola, Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, Kroger, Papa John's, and Toyota.